Hey, and welcome to Hopcast.
Thanks for joining us once again, everybody.
I'm Brad Chmielewski.
My name is Ken Hunnemeder.
And special guest.
We have a special guest!
Sergio Salgado. They didn't cue me up. They didn't.
Our good buddy Sergio is going to drink some beers with us, and for that today we're going to do some hoppy red ales.
Yeah. We got one from right here in Chicago, and then we got one from outside of Maine.
Yep. We're going to be drinking the Blood of the Unicorn from Pipeworks, a very small brewery out here in Chicago, and in fact this bottle is labeled number 42. So, and then this from the Maine Beer Company, a beer called Zoe, and kind of a cool story about this beer. We'll get to that, but you want to go ahead and stay local, and we'll start with the good old Pipeworks guys.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, let's open some beers.
Well, as you'd expect from a red, poured out kind of
Nice
red.
and ruby red, yeah.
Pretty cloudy and murky, though.
Yeah, I doubt they have any sophisticated filtration system up there. Just kind of like a tiny little nano brewery up in the Bucktown neighborhood. So they're probably just getting that yeast to fall out as best they can in the tank.
Okay.
So you're going to get a little bit of murky quality to it. Aroma on this is just jumping out of the glass.
It's hopping.
Hopping out of the glass?
Yeah, it's hopping out of that glass. It's strong.
It smells nice and hoppy.
Yeah, I mean, you got a good amount of head on this, so.
Yeah. Nice and fluffy. Got some good retention there. So all signs point to go. Let's drink some beer.
Tasted it.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, that has a bite to it, and what's the alcohol's got to be around like 8 or 9, right? Yeah, 8.5.
8.5 on this. So you can, I mean, it's certainly a more substantial beer than your casual just guzzler. It's got a nice hop bitterness to it, but also has a nice malt backbone as well.
I feel like reds and the hoppy reds are nice. People who want the IPAs in the summertime and it's getting colder. It's kind of a lot, same hop quality that you want, just a little more backbone there, I guess.
Yeah, there's a nice toasty quality to it that you don't typically get from the IPA. Some of the specialty malts that go into these reds, but I mean, like you said, super hoppy, classic kind of American hop character to it. So.
It's kind of well distributed as you take a sip, and like the hop comes out in the back of the tongue. It's nice. It's aggressive, but it's very palatable.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like overly bitter or anything like that. It's an aggressive beer, but it still does have some nice balance to it. So
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, getting these guys beers is kind of tricky because they have a small amount of counts here in Chicago, and a lot of time their beers are gone once on the shelf. I think they're getting better about like catching up now.
Yeah, and on that small system, we've been over there before, and it's got to be a bear to keep up on that tiny little system that they got, and so I'm sure they're working nonstop. But
Do you know how big it is? How many
barrel wise? I
doing?
thought they were around 7. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
That's small.
Still nano brewery because they're self-distributing, so they have to be under a certain amount to even do that, right? I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't quote me on the 7, but I think it's somewhere. It's low like that,
Yeah. But it seems like every time I see that, I'm like, oh, what's that beer? Oh, that's another Pipeworks beer. Like they're just
They
putting
do a
out
lot.
New beer. I even saw I picked up a sour from them. So
Yeah.
and we saw that big like downstairs barrel room that they were gonna have. No barrels yet when we were there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing about being so small. You can just kind of like do whatever you want, really. It doesn't seem like they have any goals of taking over the world or anything like that. They're just putting out a lot of beers.
Yeah.
They're doing it well too.
Yeah.
Good on them. Yeah.
So good stuff. Once again from Pipeworks. I think pretty much everything I've had from those guys has been
Yeah,
really,
I think
really
we
great.
did an episode not too long ago where we had a couple of their beers. I'm blanking on the names of them now, but we opened them. They were good.
Yeah. So if you're, I'm sure if you're living in Chicago, you've already heard about these guys. But if you're coming into town, this is kind of one of those small little gems you might want to look out for while you're here. So,
yeah, well, let's finish these up and then move over to Maine.
all right, cheers.
Well, Blood of Unicorns. I love it.
It was awesome. Yeah. Really good beer. So looking forward to checking this next one out from Maine Brewing Company. This is Zoe, named after the brewer's daughter. And I've never heard of these guys before, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Jake brought that bottle back, so shut up! Yeah,
Let's dig into it.
Very similar color in that. Same murky darkness.
There is and this might have to do with it appears from the label that they bottle condition all their beers. At least that's what I'm grasping from. We brew great beers conditioned the old-fashioned way.
Okay.
So that would lead me to believe that they're bottle conditioned.
Yeah, like even coming out of the glass, it has that like bottle conditioned barley wine kind of.
Yeah, the aroma is a little bit more subtle on this one.
Subtle, and I think it's just a little bit more hazy too. Probably because it's bottled.
You don't get like an overtly American type of nose off this. Maybe a little bit more European.
And then what's the alcohol on this one? Nope. 7%. 1%.
What?
This is easy drinking.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Okay.
It's not as robust.
Yeah, this is a little bit more mellow, more earthy as opposed to like, some of your citrusy fruits and pine needles and that kind of thing. You get more of the grass and herbal notes from the hops.
Yeah, I'm not sure when Jake brought this. It could have been a while ago now. And the hops have fallen on a little bit.
That could be. I'm not really detecting any oxidation in any sort of way either. So it can't be all too old, but...
Just for it being, I think coming off of, it says Hoppy Amber, and this being an Imperial Red, it's like, where are the hops?
But pretty cool story about this brewery and this beer specifically. His daughter Zoe was at the zoo and really fell in love with the whales. So he saw how joyful she was when she saw those whales and wanted to make something that would do the same for people that love beer. So he made this beer to kind of open up the eyes and bring out the kid in people that drink beer. And as a result, for all the proceeds for this beer, they give a percent of it to the Allied Whale through the Adopt a Whale program.
Oh, nice.
So they're going towards, or to some lengths to kind of keep awareness out for the Adopt a Whale, and they also are 100% wind powered for their electricity.
Oh, that's awesome.
They donate all their used grain, yeast, and grain bags to local farmers, and their entire profits, they donate 1% of the sales to environmental nonprofit organizations. So they're doing a lot of sustainable type things, which is cool.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Whales need beer too.
So does Zoe once she's not 5 years old anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're, I don't know anything else Maine Brewing Company does that we haven't had them before. So it's nice.
Yeah, nice and balanced beer. I would be curious to know when it was bottled, but yeah, certainly a departure from the super in-your-face American hoppy red beer.
Yeah, I think we went backwards.
But yeah, delicious nonetheless.
Good stuff from Maine again. You got the Allagash and Shipyard and sneaking those beers in. Like, that's from Maine.
You're getting your piece. You're getting your piece.
So yeah, it's moving creep. We're slowly and slowly more close to winter. Grab some of your hoppy reds. Perfect for the season.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching Hopcast.